Alright, first thing we do, we get a nice big scoop of these Egyptian white beans. Good stuff. A little bit more. This will make us enough for, probably a good 3-4 meals. So, good stuff. Now we'll go through, find any beans that don't look good, we'll just put them aside. And with all those beans, all we really came out bad were these, so pretty small amount. And then once we rinse them and soak them, if any float, we'll remove those as well. So you just go through, give the beans a good rinse. Keep your eye out for any bad ones again. Now I'll just take the beans, put them in some water, and we'll let them soak for a minimum of about 3 hours before we start cooking them. All right, so our beans have soaked for about 3 hours. Add a little bit of salt. Actually, do a bit more than that. And we'll put it on the heat. All right, get that going. Put it on there. Get that fire going. Yeah, let those beans cook for a couple hours. Alright, while the beans cook, we'll already chop these onions up. You really only need one onion, but add as much as you like because this is however you want to do it, but this is how I do it. So, a couple of onions. I'll probably use 3/4 of that. Put that aside for now. Get on my cutting board and get my garlic. So I like a lot of garlic. This is going to be several portions when this is done. So it looks like a lot, but it's probably not as much as you might think. Yeah, you see how a few of these have started to sprout. That's not what you want. So you definitely want to get this green part out of here. You just pull it right out like that and you're good to go. I like to do it somewhat coarse. I mean, it's going to be cooking down for quite a while. So the flavor of the garlic is really going to come out into the sauce. And so you don't need it to be chopped up tiny, I guess is what I'm saying. The chunks aren't going to be extraordinarily garlicky as their essence is absorbed by the sauce. So if you get a large chunk of garlic, it's not going to be overpowering or maybe even not even noticeable as the flavor is really going to dissipate. Put it in this bowl here. And then I'll add some olive oil so it doesn't oxidize while it's sitting and waiting. Olive oil. Now, this particular ingredient isn't very Albanian. It is chorizo, cured chorizo sausage. It is very, very good. It is made in Albania. It is local, but of course chorizo is kind of famous for being south of the border. It has a skin on it, so I gotta get the skin off because it's like a plastic skin, and God knows you don't want that. So we like to have a little bit of meat. Everything in Albania includes a little bit of meat. It's hard to be a vegetarian here, that's for sure. Except for salads. Our amazing salads here. It also never hurts to add a little bacon because, well, you know, bacon. Hard to beat. Alright, I think that's good enough. We'll take these off, let them cool down, and chop it up. Now I'll just go into the mix. Luckily I added a little more chorizo than normal, so only having 3 pieces of bacon won't be missed too badly. Now we've got some nice hot bacon grease. Add some onions. That I pre-chop because chopping onions is a pain. Try to chop a few onions up at a time and put them in this plastic container so that I have them. And every time I make something, I don't have to, one less thing I have to chop up. This is going to be a pretty big, you know what, let's just put it all, in. It's all good. Lots of garlic, lots of onions. I'm going to cook it all down. It's going to be amazing. Bacon fat and a little bit of olive oil. We'll put some butter in there. Can't hurt. Everybody loves butter. Wow. Look how good this looks. It's coming along nicely. It's getting nice and browned. Start to sweat. While that's happening, I'll take this, move it to the slightly less hot part of the stove, and bring our beans back. They're doing well. All right, these onions are looking amazing. Look at that, nice and brown. Some of them with some crispy edges on them. I'm gonna throw in this garlic we chopped earlier. All out there. And we'll just leave this on here for like 1 minute at the most. Again, you don't want it to go too long. You don't want it to start browning. If it starts to brown, that's when you know it's going to start getting bitter. You don't want it to look like the onions. You just want it to be heated up enough that it brings out the flavor. And obviously, because we're using cast iron, it's going to continue to cook for a little bit. But I'm going to take it off the heat and just let it sit over there. Get our bacon. We'll just chop this up. Bite-sized pieces. Again, everything about this recipe is just rough. You know, it's all eyeball. Just kind of put in what you want, how much of it you want. All right. Beans have been cooking for, geez, a little over 3 hours now. Now we will drain off most of this water. All right, so we have a big can of tomato paste. Oh yeah. Add a little bit of water to this because I'm going to put some fresh water in there. bit of water. Probably add a little bit more later as well. Some of our previously cooked ingredients here. That goes in as well. Get our meat in there with the bacon and the chorizo sausage. Okay, I have decided that this is just not red enough. So I'm going to add a bit more tomato paste. Totally forgot this step earlier. I'm gonna add some bay leaves. This is a lot of food, so I'm just gonna mix quite a few of them in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 bay leaves, maybe 10. All right, I'm gonna grind up some pepper here. Again, this is a lot of food, so it's gonna be a lot of pepper, and I'll probably add even more as we go here. A lot of paprika. Go with the big hole there. There we go. A little more salt. I think I'll just take the top of this off here. Add some oregano. Oregano is another one of those things where, for me anyway, that's hard to overdo. Just mix all this up. Always from the bottom. Kind of stick the spatula or spoon or whatever you're using around the edge of the pot here, and just push up from the bottom to mix so that you're not really crushing anything, so you keep the beans from becoming macerated as best as possible. I mean, it's gonna squish around a little bit, but that's all right. And there you have it, an Albanian white bean chili with some olive oil, some feta cheese, and a little extra oregano. Hard to beat. Bon appetit.